What if I told you that 90% of millionaires have built their wealth through one specific investment strategy that most people completely overlook? It's not cryptocurrency, it's not the stock market, and it's not some secret tech startup. It's real estate. And by the end of this video, you'll understand exactly why the wealthy keep pouring their money into property while everyone else is chasing the next big thing. Let's talk about a statistic that should grab your attention. According to financial studies, 90% of the world's millionaires have invested in real estate at some point in their wealth building journey. That's not a coincidence, that's a pattern. And patterns like this reveal fundamental truths about how wealth actually works. So, why real estate? First, let's understand the concept of leverage. When you invest $10,000 in stocks, you get $10,000 worth of stocks. Simple, right? But with real estate, you can put down that same $10,000 and control a property worth $50,000, $100,000, or even more. This is called leverage, and it's the first secret weapon of real estate investing. Here's how it works in practice. You buy a property worth $200,000 with a 20% down payment of $40,000. If that property appreciates by just 5% in 1 year, that's $10,000 in value gained. But here's the magic. That $10,000 gain represents a 25% return on your original $40,000 investment, not just 5%. This is leverage multiplying your returns, and it's completely legal and encouraged by the tax system. But appreciation is only the beginning. The second reason millionaires love real estate is cash flow. Unlike stocks that might pay a small dividend once per quarter, rental properties generate monthly income. Imagine owning a property that brings in $2,000 per month in rent, while your mortgage and expenses cost $1,500. That's $500 of passive income every single month, $6,000 per year from just one property. Now multiply that across 5 properties, 10 properties, or 20 properties. You can see how this creates a wealth machine that runs whether you're working or sleeping. This is why real estate is called passive income, and it's why wealthy people can maintain their lifestyle without actively working. If you're finding value in this information, do me a favor and hit that like button right now. And if you want to learn more about building real wealth in today's economy, subscribe and turn on notifications, because we break down these wealth building strategies every single week. Now let's continue with the third reason millionaires choose real estate. Taxes. This is the part nobody talks about, but it's absolutely crucial. The tax code in the United States and many other countries is written to favor real estate investors. Through something called depreciation, you can deduct the theoretical wear and tear of your property from your taxable income, even while the property is actually increasing in value. Let me say that again. You can reduce your tax bill for an asset that's making you money and growing in value. A property worth $300,000 can generate around $10,000 in annual depreciation deductions. If you're in a 30% tax bracket, that's $3,000 saved on taxes every single year. Over 10 years, that's $30,000 kept in your pocket instead of going to the government. Wealthy people understand that it's not just about how much you make, it's about how much you keep. The fourth advantage is inflation protection. We've all felt the sting of inflation recently. Your grocery bill is higher, gas costs more, everything seems to be getting expensive. But here's what most people don't realize. Inflation actually helps real estate investors. As the cost of living goes up, so do rents. If inflation is running at 7% per year, you can typically raise rents by a similar amount. Your mortgage payment stays the same, but your income increases. Meanwhile, inflation is actually reducing the real value of the debt you owe. Think about it this way. If you borrowed $200,000 20 years ago, that amount is worth significantly less today due to inflation. You're essentially paying back the bank with cheaper dollars, while your property has likely doubled or tripled in value. This is why wealthy people say debt can be good when used strategically. The fifth reason is control. When you buy stocks, you have zero control over the company's decisions. The CEO could make a terrible choice tomorrow and tank your investment. But with real estate, you're in the driver's seat. You decide when to renovate, how to increase value, who to rent to, when to sell. This level of control appeals to millionaires who didn't get wealthy by leaving their financial future in someone else's hands. You can force appreciation through strategic improvements. Add a bathroom, renovate the kitchen, improve curb appeal, and you've instantly increased the property's value. Try doing that with your stock portfolio. This ability to actively influence your investment's performance is incredibly powerful. Now, let's address the elephant in the room. Many people say they can't afford to invest in real estate. But here's the truth. You don't need to buy $1 million property to start. You can begin with house hacking, living in one unit of a duplex while renting out the other. You can start with a modest single-family home. The point is to start somewhere and let time and compounding work their magic. Remember, every millionaire real estate investor started with their first property. The difference between them and everyone else isn't that they had more money, it's that they took action despite their fears and doubts. So here's your action step. Educate yourself. Read books on real estate investing. Attend local real estate investment meetups. Talk to investors in your area. Knowledge removes fear, and action creates wealth. If this video opened your eyes to why the wealthy invest differently than everyone else, make sure you're subscribed to this channel. Hit that notification bell so you never miss our economic breakdowns and wealth-building strategies. Drop a comment below telling me what's holding you back from real estate investing. Let's discuss it. And remember, wealth isn't built by accident. It's built by understanding and applying the strategies that actually work. I'll see you in the next video.